they got a chance to try us out, but also we got a chance to see whether we could start moving the needle. And the big takeaway is that, if you're going to be using social media, all the investment in creating content and coming up with messaging, things like that, is not valuable unless you're putting it in front of thousands of people. So we said we're going to have to spend some money. I know the platforms are free, but as we like to say, if it's not costing you anything to be there, you are you are the product, right? So we've just got confirmed that they want to continue on, and we'll hope to really help them get their message out to not just to young people. I'm targeting geographically because there's no point in going too far beyond their immediate radius of service area, but I believe that if you start going, oh well, let's just target the 18 to 36-year-olds, you're going to miss a lot of potential business. I think that we're basically doing it to a wider age demographic, not getting too specific with regard to occupations and incomes, but definitely drilling down to people who are interested in nightlife, culture, restaurants, that sort of thing. So the kind of people who are going to leave their homes. And we found that out. I think we all found that out during the pandemic, that there's not much point in trying to sell certain things to people who never leave their house unless they can buy your product and have it delivered. So
what's the service area? And just to Rob forgot to turn the recording on when you were talking. Everything's new for Rich, and he's just messing up left, right, and center. So I did catch half of yours, Mark. So I'll have to get you to do a summary at the end so everybody can catch that again. But what's the geographic area that Hamilton Cab will cover? Is it just Hamilton, or they go all the way to Toronto, or?
Well, the fact is that they they do concierge stuff. They'll drive people to the airport and to Pearson as well as to Hamilton. But I believe that for a local cab company like that you're going to want to basically be not extending beyond Burlington, not beyond Mount Hope, not beyond perhaps even St. Catharines, but I would say Stony Creek. You know what I mean? It really does need to be regional. For the smaller amount of audience that you could receive, that sort of for those people that might be a prospective customer that are in the outlying areas, I'd rather focus the spend on the area where I know they could be a customer.
Yeah, 100%. That's good. You get some regional practice and see maybe you can branch them out to doing back. So are they still doing advertising with the other agency, or they pulled everything?
No. They switched over, and and I honestly didn't want to commit us to long term. I said, I'd like you to commit to 3 months because we need that long to, quite frankly, we needed half of that time just to be able to get control of their meta properties. I don't know whether anybody else has experienced this, but there's a lot of people out there who, when it comes down to it, they don't know who owns what. They don't know who's got admin privileges, that sort of thing. We've said this we've written blog articles about it, that there's the right way to do social with an agency and there's the wrong way, and and it's not usually the client's fault, it's the agency's fault. They'll set up an account, they'll say we'll put you into our basket and that sort of thing. And if we build a website for somebody, we make a point of making sure they know we're building it for you. It'll be yours. When it's done, you can kick us out, bring someone else in-house or another agency, and they can run this. We're building a tool that that will be yours and you can do it. It's the same thing with socials. You should not you find out the agencies that have actually locked up the socials of their clients, and that's not professional. It's not ethical, and it's not a problem until somebody doesn't want to work with somebody.
You know what? I've seen more than enough RFPs in the large public sector for universities, government agencies, and whatnot that stipulate and have to stipulate that, and this is for paid media as well as social media, is that the accounts must be set up in the client's name, basically, not
Yes.
piggybacking on the other ones. And I was like, wow, I would have thought that would have been pretty obvious, but I guess what you're saying is not.
No, maybe in the public sector and, you know, larger enterprises, the fact that they even have to say that is
Yeah.
telling that, you know, you could be working with somebody who doesn't know better. But if you have a client that has legacy socials, which most of these days, most of them are, right? Like most businesses that have been around for 10 years have 10-year-old social accounts. Sometimes they were inadvertently set up incorrectly. You know, like, I mean, I can remember days when somebody says, well, we want you to manage Facebook. And it turns out that they actually have the company listed as an individual.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, like that's because this is before they had pages for businesses. They would actually set up that way. So it's I think it's extra value when you can come in and you can help a client, not just with what they're expecting you to do for them, but if you can help them to sort of bulletproof their their website, bulletproof their social media, so that they can now go into the future with or without you, knowing that they've got the keys to their own kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Thanks for sharing that. Hey, Dorothy, how are you? Welcome. Just going to pass on. So maybe Christine, I was just thinking about you in terms of do you have that? Have you ever run into that where the agency or somebody, when you're taking over a new client and the agency is in control, do you have to stipulate, hey, the accounts will be in your name, or do you ever run into that?
Yeah,
I know it's paid
well, no, I always make sure all my clients have admin access, but I 100%, I had a client that the agency actually refused to give up the keys to the kingdom, which, like, I'm not 100% sure of what the ramifications are on that. Like, they just decided they wanted to create something net new, but it just seemed atrocious to me that, because it's your data, your money, your everything. But yeah, there are obviously unethical people out there, absolutely, that I don't experience that often. And similar on Mark's side, it's like anything for me, it's the client. I'm building it for the client. At any point, they should be able to whatever, keep going or take anyone off that they so choose. So
yes. We have experienced that case where you actually set the client up so that they are now super admins, that they have all the power. Then that client, you show that client how to add you as an admin, and you show them at the same time, and this is where you remove us. So at any given time. And it's that philosophy of, we only want to be working for somebody when they want to have you doing the work, not because they feel obligated. And websites are obviously the single biggest area where people feel like, are you going to, like, we're with a client today on a website, and they literally said that, so will we be able to look after this ourselves? And it's like, absolutely. This is, and you go through, here's all the things that have been done to make it so that you can actually manage the website yourself if you so choose.
Yeah, on the website, that side of it, I fully understand. Like someone that's knowledgeable managing the CMS, I find when I give clients admin access, it's not even as much for the client. It's more, I've said it to them, but then it might be, if they so chose not to work with me, fortunately, knock on wood, I haven't had that, is that the next people are able to get access to it because the client under their admin has access. I find that most clients, unfortunately, aren't that technologically savvy to really understand of how they do it or that, but it's just being transparent that someone else can get into it with admitted access.
Go ahead, Rob.
It's so many domains that are locked up by somebody else, so everything should be with the client always.
I remember the biggest challenge once you get the client signing, speaking of web development, getting access to their site, getting access to analytics, getting access to the FTP site. Back in those days, you had to move files that way. It was just like, and domain access if you're starting a new site, right? All those things should be just really simple.
And people not remembering what email they used or.
That's another one too. Yeah, 100%.
Or even worse, the person who set this up is no longer with the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we don't have their email active anymore. So it's like, what do you do then? And if they go, well, can't we contact You could just laugh.
Yeah,
You can pick up the phone and talk to Mark Zuckerberg.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
No, yeah, there's none of that. So that's exactly. Christina, do you ever get, so this came up quite a bit when I was pitching with Jan Kell with, well, I was slipping there, Northern, that you had to front the money up front, and then your invoices would then cover the media fees. So they're almost like loaning money, or no?
You know what? Honestly, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've seen agencies that like even went under. They had, I think was it HMV or one of those anyhow, owed them like a ton of money and then went bankrupt and went under. And so they lost their media dollars of it. No, I always very clearly on the paid ad standpoint, it's like, okay, there's a cost for me to set up all your campaigns. There's whatever you want to spend with Google, but that is your credit card with Google. And then there's sort of the monitoring fee, and that I just invoice on a quarterly basis. So I know the benefit, I guess, for where some agencies pay for the media is that you put your credit card, you get the points, or you get some benefit on that front. But the reward doesn't necessarily outweigh the risk to me, especially as a small business. Yeah.
I wrote a proposal for, I won't say the name of the client, but it was $15 million of media spend per year, and wanting the agency up front to cover that cost up front and being reimbursed on a monthly basis. Yeah. That's one heavy client. That's one heavy amount of leverage you get in and commitment. So pretty scary.
Yeah,
stuff.
and I guess it depends on your cash flow. It depends on the guarantees they give you. Depends on kind of their recurring revenue. If you want to take how big a business is, and maybe you put an extra something in the contract, so it sort of helps cover that in case. But yeah, the idea that then you'd have to go back if they did decide not to pay you back for it, and challenge and lawsuits and that. Yeah, 15 million in media spend, that is most definitely not my thing. But yeah, I guess I can continue. Yeah, my stuff, honestly, things are going well. Yeah. No, it's like just high level, things are good. I've got about 15 different clients that I'm working on. My business, probably like anyone can imagine, with search, is obviously evolving. Like I still have a lot of Google ads, but most of my clients are still Google ads, but AI search is becoming bigger and bigger, of people just wanting to understand sort of like where their share of voice, their brand sentiment, and how they're performing in the various LLMs. So yeah, that's a big part of it. But no, it's good. And then I guess personally, we've been away at the boat a lot, so I just want the summer to keep on going, and and then enjoyed a lot of World Cup, and life's good.
Yeah. Can I ask Christina, the right now I'm being bombarded with brand new companies that are saying, oh, here, we can show you how well your company performs on various AI platforms. Is that actually helping you a little bit? Because I imagine that's clients that are going, oh, somebody's making it really easy for them to find out that you show up here, you don't show up here. They give them something. Then instead of actually going, oh yeah, I want this platform to monitor, they go, I want to work with somebody who can help you do better in search.
Yeah, sorry, is the fact that other people are reaching out to them, or the fact that
not so much other people, but like that like especially on my socials now, I'm getting lots of promotional, like companies that are advertising, we have this platform, and you can go in very quickly, give us your website, and we'll show you how you're doing on these platforms. It's like someone else is doing some of the heavy lifting to demonstrate that somebody should be working with you. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, you know what? And maybe I haven't necessarily had anyone kind of call that out, but it's probably people are more I think, whether that or whether just people's own behavior themselves as they're going on OpenAI or Claude or wherever it is, and spending more time. And when they're looking into something, then they think about their own business and go, oh, okay, where am I showing up right now? And and doing that. So I think it's probably a little bit of both, like anecdotally that, but then, their own behavior.
Because I know I actually advise people, if you want to see how well you're doing on AI, why don't you go on an AI platform and ask them to tell you about your company. And if you see that they don't know anything, you could start giving them some information. Because I said it can't hurt. You're probably not going to move the needle just by doing an inquiry.
Yeah.
But you know, while you're actually seeing if you show up or not, you can be educating that platform or correcting
Yeah.
it. Because, you know, I mean, anybody who's looked at their, if you've looked at, well, you remember we used to Google ourselves?
Yeah.
You Google yourself, see what comes up, right? And you're going, oh, okay, well, so I show up in a few places. Now you AI search yourself, and it's not like Google, which actually had verified sources that were current and things like that. It's like, oh, there's completely wrong information out here about me or about my company. And sometimes it's really positive. It's like, you know, apparently I won the World Cup.
No, but then the hard part, like when you'd said, okay, AI search yourself, like there's so many different platforms. Like you could be showing up in a certain way on Google AI, you could be searching it in a different way in OpenAI or Perplexity or this or that. So I think that's a little bit of the challenge, and I think it's sort of going to evolve. But I mean,
That's interesting. Hey,
Well,
Dorothy, do you want to take
trying anyway? It's worth trying when you have some time.
Dorothy, you want to take a minute? See, you had some rough weather on Saturday when we were supposed to have the walkathon and it didn't happen. Do you want to take a minute about updating everybody in case they didn't get the emails and updates and whatnot?
Sure. So how many people have seen Richard's post about the walk? So I see Joey nodding his head. I see Daniel.
Okay, good.
Okay, so there are two. Did you see it, Christina?
no, I don't think so. But although I did think you know what, like I was out, but I felt like is there a calendar invite that went into calendars? Okay, I think I saw that. I don't think I saw an email, but I saw a grayed out calendar invite. Yeah.
Oh, did I do an email as well? I can't remember. I think I might have.
Yeah.
I think you did.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yes.
I don't recall a calendar invite, but I do remember the email.
So on that note, depending how you guys have set up your notifications within the app, you will get email when I add a new event to the calendar. For most cases, you'll get a notification about it. It'll come out looking like an event. Well, like an invitation to the event. And if you accept that event, you'll add it to your calendar and you'll get reminders on it. You'll get a 7-day reminder and a 1-day reminder and a 1-hour reminder. So if there's an event you guys are interested in doing, I encourage you to just sign up online. It also lets everybody know, especially when I'm doing those in-person ones, like how many people are actually going to be there. So I know what size table to book.
Well, Richard,
yeah.
most of the time I just ignore you unless you mention something about golf.
And then cancel on you. Sorry about that too. Yeah.
Right.
I have to figure that golf happened right in the midst. Like it was supposed to go on the July 18th, and we ended up, and that was my first week starting here, and I just couldn't swing it. So unfortunately, so sorry, Dorothy. I took the flow away. Sorry, very back to you.
That sounds like an excuse.
It was.
No problem at all. I just wanted to see how many people were seeing it. And so for those of you who are not aware, I run a charity that gets more stem cell donors in the registry, Black and minorities, because of the severe underrepresentation. And stem cells help people with blood cancers. And so we have this is our second annual 5K walk in Oakville, Bronte Heritage Waterfront Park. We're having it. So Richard spoke to the 18th, that's last Saturday. That's when we were scheduled to have it. But because of the weather, we rescheduled it to the 22nd of August. So those of you who weren't available, who ignored it, couldn't be bothered, I'm imploring you right now. Can you be bothered? Just certainly you don't need to walk if you don't have to, but I'd certainly love some kind of contribution. The work we do is 100% volunteer. There's nobody on our board or any volunteers who get paid apart from our summer students that we have right now. And the funds that we do really go out and we host swabbing events and we swab anybody on site. We partner with Canadian Blood Services. They own and operate the registry. So we're one of their big partners, and we have other corporate sponsors as well. So even if you can't walk and you'd like to donate, please feel free to do that. And the great news is that, who's the tax guy here? You get a tax receipt because we're a registered charity. Right. You actually get a tax receipt for immediately when you donate. So I can send, Richard, you can send my link because I have a very ambitious goal and I want to be on the top of the leaderboard. I'm at the top with the team, but I'm not at the top with an individual profile. And I really would like that. And it's just
So, yeah,
I will,
Dorothy, I was just gonna ask you,
yeah.
have
Sure.
you talked to Black-owned Hamilton yet?
I beg your pardon?
Have you talked to Black-owned Hamilton?
We talked to all kinds of actually, our summer students had a list of about 30, and I think they were probably on there. The key is that it's always great to have a warm intro. A lot of people ignore it, and that's okay. It's part of the course. But when you have a warm intro and you have that connection, I find that you get a better response. In the same way Richard has brought it up here, and it's not out there in the ethers, and so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. 10 of you are more aware of it. So I find that that's more effective, a warm intro.
Well, I can give you an introduction to both Black-owned Hamilton and also Empowerment Squared if you want.
Absolutely. We want that because we are actually, September is Blood Awareness Month. And we're actually, we partner with Know Your Blood, and we're looking to do something in Hamilton as well.
Yeah, you get a good community. It's a nice, tight community. I also joined Dorothy's team, and I put the link in my post in the B2B app. I'll go back after the call and try and see if I can pin it so it gets up to the top. If not, I'll just repost it again. If you want to join it, reach out to me. I'll just send you an email back so you get it. But I joined. So there's a couple of things. If you're busy because it's summer, and if you're like me and you got kids, there's 8 weeks this summer, and I've overbooked. I probably planned for like 9 of those 8 weeks. So Dorothy's rescheduled to August 22nd. I'm on a plane back from Portugal that day, but I still donated. I paid. So also, I was going to promote the food. Is Courtney doing your food again?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Courtney, if you've ever been to Jamaica or you like Jamaican food, Joy, you would know it. Courtney is probably one of the top, like even better than a lot of the restaurants in Toronto. He's one of the best Jamaican chefs. He's so sure. So if you're lucky to go to the annual event that Dorothy runs, the food is phenomenal. And Dorothy's done a couple where you just buy a lunch and you show up at Courtney's restaurant, which is just over in Milton, and you pick it up. The food is phenomenal. So you buy a lunch. You do a small donation. If you can't do either, you just do a donation online. And I feel like I'm pushing a little hard. But still, it's for a great cause, right? So I had my boys going. I have to have Harper swab now that he's 18, right?
Yes.
It's just my older son that was able to do it. So anyhow,
thank you, Richard. Thank you.
A question, Dorothy. Do you guys have any social posts, like anything that is shareable? We
have a lot of posts. Yes, we do.
Okay, so where would I find that? Because
at DD for Dorothy. We're on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Just one thing I just want to say, Richard. The work that we do is sustainable and it's international. Canadian Blood Services is part of 82 registries worldwide. So once we get people in that registry, anybody that's linked to those registries can search it for anyone in the world. So I know a lot of people have gotten stem cell donors from Europe, from parts that we don't know. So although we focus on Blacks and minorities, once we swab anyone when we're on site at any location. They are in that registry and anyone can access it, and they are there until they're 60. So this is not and we do this because ethnicity matters. And while we focus here, this is for any patient in need, anywhere in the world that's associated with any of those diseases. And stem cells, they can treat up to 80 diseases, whether they're cancer, sickle cell, aplastic anemia, whatever. So the work that we do is it's not just pocketed to our community. It's for anyone, anywhere in the world.
And mixed race too would be like, those are trickier to match up to, don't they? Yeah. So,
very. Yeah. That's just a 20. It's a 25% chance you'll find someone in your family that's a genetic that has your genetic makeup, and so it really does rely on strangers in the registry, and that's why we push for numbers.
Perfect.
So I just want to go back to what I was asking there. Dorothy, I get your emails. I love your emails. They're
Thank
wonderful.
you.
The socials that you have anchored at the bottom of your emails right now, they're not going anywhere. Like I can't get to your Instagram or Facebook or
All right.
LinkedIn from those. So again, if I want to be like, I love sharing. I got, you know, almost 2,000 people that I can share this message with.
Oh, wow.
And it would be really nice to be able to to share a post. So if
I can send that to you.
if you can send it to me, that would be great.
Sure.
Because like,
Sure.
I'd love to be able to help get the word out there.
Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you for pointing that out. Those go to my business, but I'll see why that's not happening, and then I'll send you all the social handles for these.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I know I'd looked earlier at to try and find that information, and
I'll draw.
because you haven't actually mentioned it in your business emails, right?
I did once.
Okay, yeah, okay,
And on LinkedIn. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it just says the link you followed may be broken or page may have been removed. So
I'll check on that.
Yeah.
So I'm sending you, Mark, right now a link in the chat, so you can see
okay, great.
Instagram. Yeah.
I will grab that, and anybody else who wants it too.
And if you guys, and I'm noticing it's freezing up here, so the internet here for me is pretty weak. So hopefully you're hearing my audio. I'll share that as well. So yeah, and these, if you guys use Gmail, the chats show up after the call, they don't disappear. So just check your chat stream in Gmail and you'll see that from the meeting as well. So.
Okay. Got it, Dorothy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I'll send you to the event details as well, Mark, that you can take a look and you can get more. You can get a better understanding of why we do what we do.
Your most recent post is just great because it's got the new date and key information, so I can actually share that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Actually, I'm just going to share it right now while I'm doing it.
And help Richard get to his goal.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Richard, you can't even afford decent internet, apparently. No, sorry. I'm going to try and do this next one at home. Oh, before I go, Joanne, I'm going to get you to go next if that's okay. But before I go, August 4th, we'll meet again. And then I'm going to be in Europe for 2 weeks, so I'm actually not going to do the third week of August. And I'm assuming a lot of people do a lot of vacationing in August, so it'll be a relief to everybody, hopefully. And we'll join up again first Tuesday in September. So I've already deleted it from the events, so you would have gotten an update about it. But just if you're wondering, oh man, I haven't seen those guys in a long time, that's why. Okay, so August 4th will be the first Tuesday of August. Okay, Joey, what's new in your world?
Hey everybody, yeah, so very quickly, wrapping up a couple of PR assignments and onboarding a couple of clients. It seems like the last year has really been software as a service, AI. Surprise! So a lot of companies are sort of finding me, and I'm going to different conferences, and they're ready to go. They're trying to figure out a way to do thought leadership, which I put together a nice little formula on how to do that. And then, the elusive earned media. So right now I'm currently in talks with The Social for 2 clients, the CTV lifestyle show.
Nice.
And I'm finding that no matter information, happy to share very quickly, is record yourself. Like if somebody wants to pitch a TV show, hey, producers at The Social, my name is Dr. Shahana Alibi, and I'm here to talk about mental health. That stuff has resulted in about a 50 to 75% success rate in pitching, which is really high, considering that media relations right now is really, really hard because of amalgamation, because of concentration of media, because of, all of those factors. So yeah, I'm finding that's a kind of a niche. I'm really enjoying it. It's something I speak to. My first machine learning client was 2017. I had to convince journalists this stuff called proto AI, and I'm just laughing like hysterically this afternoon. Like now we've got comedy skits about AI. So things happen very quickly, but it's a space I'm really happy to work in, and Also happy to share with people higher end opportunities via Upwork. So today I saw fractional marketing director, expert level, high budget. So that kind of stuff I'll share on the platform as well.
Oh, thanks, Joy. Appreciate it. And if you guys don't remember, Joy, I want to say it was like probably 2 or maybe 2 years ago, did a whole session on how to use Upwork to get, which most people discount, right? Most people, I know, Rob, you introduced it to me a while ago, but Joy's been doing some different things, paying in some cases, at least you were back then, paying to get to the top percent to be seen, and then talked about negotiating, taking the negotiating offline, and getting substantially better clients and substantially better deals. So we'll have to get you to do that one more time, Joey, because I think a lot of people.
Sure, what we see is a small, like 95 to 125 an hour, and it says 30 hours. No, I've had clients for over a year now where they found me, and we built in where we have our own relationship. We take it off the platform. We do it as per regulations on Upwork, and then we do our own agreement after. So yeah, happy to share info on that too, for sure.
Nice, excellent. Brad, you kind of, do you have any updates? Do you want to, actually, I'll let Henrik go, and then Henrik, do you have any? If you don't, you can just pass the baton. It's all right.
No, well, not really. I've been busier in 2026 than I was in 2025, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
What's changed? Is it changing on the client side, or have you changed anything to increase business?
No, it was just, it goes to show that, at least in my line of work, if you can have 2 to 3 really good close referrers, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So there was a guy down here in Niagara who's in the leadership development, sort of kind of marketing space. And I've known for about 10 years now. He referred 2 clients to me. A third one I think I've got in the bag, but nothing's happened. So we'll see if that, and there was a fourth one. It was my mistake. I didn't respond fast enough to his email. I just dropped it. So I didn't get a client. So, but that was my fault. But he's referred 4 to me in a 6-month period. So that's pretty good. Yeah. So but it just goes to show that's how I get clients.
You know what? In a type of service that you do, which is pretty private, pretty personal, and like pretty critical, I'm not at all surprised that referrals would be the #1 source for you. I think that makes total sense.
And then it's also, I think, for a lot of people, someone here, Upwork works, and I've heard about fractional CFOs, but I can't speak. But in general, fractional. Haven't been on Upwork, but I've been on Fiverr, and you go to Fiverr that or someone that can do something very specific for you. And the more specific your request is, you will be amazed how specific service, and especially when it comes down to writing something.
I've heard that too. I've heard that too as well.
Yeah.
Daniel, we're running. Yeah, thanks, Henrik. Let's appreciate the update. We're running a little late, but if you guys got to go ahead, drop off. Daniel, do you have any updates? And if you don't, no worries. We're crunching time.
I was just going to mention regarding all that stuff about holding clients hostage over accounts.
Yeah.
I quite often run into that with service providers for their DNS registrar, for their DNS server, for their Cloudflare accounts, for their WordPress credentials, for their GoDaddy credentials, for their cPanel credentials, and so on and so forth. And sometimes it's 3 or 4 different providers that have each of these accounts. It's not one or two vendors holding all the accounts.
Yeah.
And so that becomes a huge pain in the ass. And I even ran into one recently where it was a lawyer. And somebody else had the global admin credentials for her Microsoft 365 tenant, then started ghosting her.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty scary. And
So that
that's
took
another
me
big
about
company.
6 weeks to recover.
Yeah, And 6 weeks of what I would say incredibly important but non-value gaining service, right? I mean,
But at the end of the 6 weeks, she finally had peace of mind.
No, 100%. Like from a risk aversion, from a safety, from business needs to run as usual business is critical. But from her services that she's acquired to you, other than saving money, she's not getting ahead in that. Like, so
but even after all that, I still don't think she learned the lesson.
Oh no.
For Microsoft 365, like, should it be the business owner? Like, probably, like, is it something that you could have admin access by different people?
So somebody within that company should have admin access, even if it's just a break class account.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking even my husband's company, it's like, I think the IT guy has all the access. I don't actually know if he does have that.
Yeah, to me, that's a nightmare waiting to happen.
Yeah. As much as you trust them. Yeah. It's like, I think it was Mark that you were saying, like, hey, you want to work with a client because they want to work with you, they enjoy working with you, and they should have the transparency to be able to leave at any time. And that just should be kind of a red flag if they don't do that, right? In terms of,
well, it's not just that. Let's say you get along great with that IT company, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a one-man band, and he gets hit by a bus.
Mm-hmm.
He no longer exists.
Mm-hmm.
What happens now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. All right, guys.
There's no insurance for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. On that note, Dorothy, you put in one post, and then I'm going to wrap up. Chat. Anyhow, guys, it's been great. I'm going to make sure I am back at home for the next one of these, so I can get full internet access. And apologize and thanks for the flexibility allowing to move. It worked out well for Rob, obviously, but maybe it worked out for you. Excellent.
I only RSVP'd when you moved it.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, you'll be glad to know I'm on HubSpot now.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta run. But great to see everybody.
See you guys. All right, bye now.
Bye.
Bye.